Who do you look up to in life?
One thing is, it's hard to just blanketly pick one person because I've gotten to the point where like no one's perfect, right? And so it's hard to say like this is the person I want to be because everyone has their flaws and there's always things I don't like about certain people. So I found that I don't look up to people specifically. I more look up to traits people have, if that makes sense. So like Elon is definitely not perfect. I think that's pretty obvious to everyone who's opened X at all. He's saying some days just batshit crazy stuff. But the his vision he has for his companies and the way he's pushes them to do things that were just not even humanly possible or imaginable a decade prior is like very admirable, and that like is something I look up to. It's like,
have you had a conversation with him?
Yeah, briefly at the Super Bowl. We passed. I mean, it was like 30 seconds. Nothing of substance.
If the ice broke that day, what would you have asked him?
Honestly, I would just want to know, like, I would love to just talk to him about Mars and like realistically, talk to him for 5 hours of like, how does he see it happening, playing out over the next 20 years,
Right.
getting us to Mars, what do you actually think will happen, and the timelines and that stuff. He talks about it publicly, but I'd love to hear his raw and filtered brain on that. And like with everything he knows now, and with like Starship, starting to have some success, and all these things starting to go really well for SpaceX, like what is his most up-to-date, like in my lifetime,